Tribies, g'day again. It's a good day because we're in the Mediterranean ring. This is beautiful sunshine in Nürburgring. It's always sunny here, we know that. And we've got matching colours, if you like, bright yellow. So we're going to take it for a run around the track. The GT3 RS, I've given you a little walk around before at Zuffenhausen, but now it's time to get the blood going and put it in anger and show you what this new rocket ship can do for us. This place has great memories for me. I won my first Grand Prix here in Nürburgring back in 2009, so beautiful memories, and it's nice to be back here with Porsche in this new little rocket ship. Okay, here we are. Listen to that engine. The aerodynamics, honestly, the stability of this car, the grip it's got, so I feel like I can really lean on it. The sensational balance, the car has incredible stability in the high-speed corners, gives me a lot of confidence to commit. The G-forces you can pull with this car in high-speed corners is insane. And I think that the cameraman is struggling a little bit. But he's having a good ride. He's hanging in there. Fantastic braking. I mean, with the new knackers as well, we have many, many laps you can drive on the limit because of the brake cooling system. Same as the GT2, different to the GT3 RS Gen 1. So good that the front brakes can remain cool under such heavy load. First time I've had it on a racing track too, so very happy. Done a lot of road driving, but no work on the racetrack. Look at the turn in. So nimble, very stable in the high speed too. You can do this all day. I love this car. One of the first times on track with that car, and I must say, I mean, it's a absolute brutal little weapon, I must say. It's the lateral grip that I get from this car, how precise you can be with it, lap after lap after lap. It's so predictable, but yet you put in the envelope of the limit, and it's so exhilarating and so rewarding. So great job by all the GT team. Obviously the extra power in the GT3 RS from Gen 2 is also a nice little boost. I love the GT2, but also this is normally aspirated, gorgeous, gorgeous car. I will have one in my garage, I think. Hi guys, well, we're here at Nürburgring and we've got who else but Andy Preuninger, who knows this car very, very well, GT3 RS in the background. Andy, we've heard so much about this car. You've been on the record for the last 3 months, flat out, around the world, talking about what this car has to offer for us. But as a Porsche customer, as well as clearly a Porsche fan and a Porsche owner of this car eventually, I just want to talk about some of the emotions, if that's all right, about how you got to where you did on this car in terms of design and processes. First of all, I have an interesting question about cabin noise and RPM acoustics, because that fascinates me, how loud it is, but also how the balance is sensational.
It's not loud. I think it's I would say it's a very high quality noise. Only people that are not into motoring and not interested in cars would describe this as a molesting noise or something like that. So it's a very transparent car, so you hear a lot of the mechanical noise of the gearbox, of the valve train, even small stones that chips off the wheel wells. You know? But this is all for a driver that's interested in driving. That's information. It is not so much sound engineered, it's just an honest car. So we did in the interiors, we took out a lot of dampening material, even more than on a Gen 1 car. So that's why the engine seems to be a little bit nearer to your ears than on the last model, and that's just why the carpentry and especially the back of the car is a lot thinner. The foam is out, and it was worth 3.5 kilos in the back of the car, which is a world to us, which we like to get out. And the positive side effect is you hear even more than on this predecessor.
Yeah, well, I like that. That's something which I would definitely tick the box for.
Right.
The torque of this new engine, let's have a quick talk about that. I mean, pardon the pun, torque, we're going to talk about it. But in terms of, I love the turbo engine in terms of the GT2 Turbo S's.
It packs a punch.
I love the turbo engines, but the normally aspirated, I think the Gen 1, was nice, but I wanted that extra torque. How do we achieve that and get that emotion? So the envelope of the engine for me now is sensational, this engine.
This is definitely true. So there's more than one factor. There's some factors contributing to that. First, it's not just a revised engine of the Gen 1 with 20 horsepower more, like you would expect in a Generation 2 or in a facelift, as it was called. It's a whole new engine. I mean, it's the same base engine that we introduced about 12 months ago on the GT3, but it's a big step up from the Gen 1 because we got a bigger crankshaft, so the main diameter of the bearings is a lot bigger. We got a different oil sump system in the car. We got a different valve train. We use a rigid valve train, so we don't have any more hydraulical valve adjusters that offer resistance. And in the old engine, we pumped like 120 liters of oil in a minute. On that car, only 70 is necessary.
Wow.
So the work the pump has to do is a lot less, and you can use all this power to get it to the wheel and have fun with it. That's one part. The crankshaft is cross-drilled, so all the bearings of the conrods are directly fed. So that's why everything works a little bit more efficient in that engine. And the overall result is an engine that revs higher, revs more explosively, and offers more torque.
Yeah.
And that's what you feel as a driver, especially not under full throttle, but under part throttle as well. And normally you're always mostly on part throttle, and that's where this engine really shines.
Yeah. Two more questions. I want to talk about the brakes and the NACA. So we got the NACA system, which was born out on the GT2 RS, right? So it's beautiful cooling for the front brake inertia and all the loads we have in the brake system now, right?
Yeah. So very proud on these snake cars. I mean, like many small brothers, they're stealing off the shelf their big brother. So that was the case here too. It was taken from the 2RS, and these snake cars, they've a great advantage. We say it's a win-win-win situation, because the temperatures, the cooling temperatures, or the air is so cool. It is a more efficient cooling stream that goes directly to the brakes, because it goes through the body in white and ends directly at the caliper and at the rotor, and you get very clean, very cold air directly on the brake. On the Gen 1 cars without NACA, we had some shovels on the lower arms that vented the air up, and these shovels had a disadvantage because they stand in the wind, they lift the car, so they're bad for downforce, they're bad for coefficient drag, and the cooling of the brakes was not as efficient. So we've got a better CW, coefficient drag on the car, we got better brake cooling, and we got more downforce. So that's a perfect example of how we transfer motorsport knowledge from the race cars, because this is a race car feature, to the street cars, and it works.
Absolutely. That's very important for us warriors on and off the track. But
absolutely.
One last one.
And it looks good.
That's
the fourth win.
It looks sexy. The styling looks nice, and I really like that. But this is the first time really we've had a Weissach package car.
So the Weissach package was introduced first in the 918, which was a motorsport project as well. And we thought, okay, it was so successful, we should do something similar on the 2RS as well. And so we invented these parts in synchronicity with the GT2 RS development, and they consist of the carbon fiber hood, which is carbon fiber as well on a standard car, but it's painted. So this clear coat here is a little bit lighter than the painted car. It's a little bit more obvious and a little bit more racy. And then we go on to the roof, which is carbon fiber as well. And it's a very special carbon fiber, because on a Gen 1 car and on the standard car we have a magnesium sheet roof, which is in itself not lighter than a normal carbon fiber roof. But this one is a new development with only 2.5 layers and a special clear coat, which is even lower weight than the magnesium roof by about 400 grams. And the rear spoiler is the third part of this visible carbon fiber program. It's 800 grams lighter than the painted version, which is carbon fiber as well, but as well here's a lightweight paint involved. So, and it gives a, let's say, a very, very credible carbon touch to the car. In the interior we have a titanium roll cage, which brings the weight in comparison to a steel cage down by about 10 kilos, 9.5 kilos. Big chunk of metal, and it's in the back of the car, and it's as safe and as durable as the steel version as well. So a great leap for searching weight in the interior as well. And let's not forget about the wheels, because on that car we have these magnesium wheels, which are beautiful, They're not supposed to be beautiful because this is the most lightweight design you can have, because this is the motorsport design, and motorsport design is not motorsport wheels do not look like that because they like to be beautiful, because it's just the best compromise between rigidity, structural rigidity, and weight. And they're made from magnesium, and you save 11.5 kilos in comparison to the already very light aluminum wheels that come stock with the car. So we have a weight advantage overall about 27 or 28 kilos if you compare to the standard car, which is quite substantial, which you can feel.
It's a big chunk. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
that's why it's very, very popular. So almost everybody opts for the Weissach package. So in the moment we have problems of getting out the parts in the quantity that we need them. So we are a little bit overwhelmed by the success of this package. But it works, and it works on the car, and it works on the market.
Well, Andy, well done to your whole team. No one ever gets sick of something being a bit light in weight, so so that's good. I mean, we've touched on many things there that maybe some people haven't heard in some of your other chats, Andy. So thanks for your time, Matt, as always, and
you're very welcome.
See you on the other side of the pit wall.
Okay.